Hey, welcome to the Crafty Music Tips YouTube channel. This is yet another behind the sounds video for Sing It Live. If this is your first time to this channel, there's a huge stack of these behind the sound videos. Sometimes I chat with the other people that are involved. Sometimes I nerd out on the song, whether it's, musically speaking or, music quiz trivia style. Today I might do a bit of all of the above. So yeah, this is the wonderful song. I never thought that I would ever say that. Because look, if you know me back in the day, I used to be way more into rock or whatever, but this is a classic. I Want It That Way by Backstreet Boys. And I'm going to talk to Shaun Holton, the guy who laid it all down and did such a great job of singing the lead. Before I do that, let's just nerd out a little bit about the music trivia. So I found this quite fascinating, I've got to say, that I Want It That Way was actually released in 1999. Now, I was convinced in my head that it was more about 96 or 97 or something like that. But no, in fact, it was from the Backstreet Boys' third album. And at that time, it went to #1 in over 25 countries. It was the Backstreet Boys' first song to go over 1 billion views in 2021. And one of the songwriters was a guy called Max Martin, who also, did he produce it or co-produce it? I don't know, it's hard to keep up with him. He's got his fingers in so many pies. So if you haven't heard of Max Martin, there's a few songs that we've done on the Sing It Live channel that he's either been a co-producer or a co-writer for. Britney Spears' Baby One More Time is one. Now, I just had a look, and here's just some of the songs that he has either co-produced or co-written. So speaking of Britney Spears, Oops, I Did It Again, Stronger, and Crazy are just some. He also worked with the artist Pink with the songs So What, Raise Your Glass, You and Your Hand, and Who Knew? Probably others as well. Taylor Swift he's worked with, and he was involved with the songs Shake It Off, Blank Space, Bad Blood, We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together, and 22, amongst many others. The Weeknd, Can't Feel My Face Till I'm With You, and Blinding Lights. He's worked with Katy Perry and was involved with the songs Raw, Teenage Dream, Hot and Cold, I Kissed a Girl, and Dark Horse. Justin Timberlake, he was involved with Can't Stop the Feeling. Adam Lambert, What Do You Want From Me? Jessie J's Domino. This is ridiculous. Kelly Clarkson, Since You've Been Gone. That was another one that we did on the channel, the Sing It Live channel, that is. And yes, who's the band that we're talking about today?
Backstreet Boys!
Look, if there's a song by the Backstreet Boys that was released that was a hit, Max Martin was probably involved in it. So what a guy. Oh, I'm tired now. I need a nap after just mentioning those songs. Man, wow, that guy should be able to afford buying around at the bar. Or 10,000. Now, I do have a guitar here, so let's just quickly nerd out on the song. So you'll notice that I have a capo, or as my dad likes to call, capo. And it's on the 2nd fret because, look, you don't need a capo, but in order to be able to get these chord voicings, you could do that without the capo, but getting to these, I had to listen closely and I deemed it very necessary to warrant using a capo. Now, if you watch the video very closely, that there's the bridge and then the last verse. Now, the last verse actually doesn't use the same chords. It's so clever. So instead of you are my fire, it's actually you are my fire. Something along those lines. Anyway, I don't play in that bit, so Darren, who's playing keyboard, he might correct me there. But anyway, point being is it's using a really good trick called, I think it's chord substitution. You're substituting chords that have got a similar selection of notes in the chord, changing it for another one that's got a similar selection of notes, and the melody still works. And I think that that is very, very, very clever, because if you think about it, we've already heard that verse 2 times already by the time it gets to the last verse. And so the fact that they use these different chords, it's just a nice breath of fresh air. It almost sounds like a completely new section. And I guess you could argue that it's bridge part 2, perhaps, and it's just borrowing some melody and lyrics of an earlier verse. But then, of course, it goes into a key change. Now, what do I do in the song? I deemed it necessary to get rid of the capo and actually go down to fuller chords. And why did I do that? Well, I guess the chords and the feeling of the key change is that it's rising, right? And I just thought that I would do something a bit contrasty. Is that a word? I'm going with it. And I was going down. And so, yeah, it was something that I take pride in, actually, in that musical choice. The fact that I was just trying to do something a bit interesting. I know that there's a lot of times where, oh, we got a key change, quick, put a capo on or move the capo up, is definitely something that I might do at a solo gig if I'm just like, too hard trying to do all the bar chords or use different chords. No, just use the same chords and put a capo on or move it up. But yes, I decided to do something the opposite in this case. Little bonus bit of info that you didn't need to know. But there you have it anyway. Now, so this is enough from me. I feel like that I've talked more than enough for now. So I would like to invite the wonderful Shaun Holton to have a nice little chance to shed some words of his own. Shaun.
Hello, this is Shaun. You may know him from certain boy band songs as the one that we're going to be talking about.
I Want It That Way.
Yeah. Now, so what a lovely day.
I know.
This is great.
We're a bit spoiled, really.
It's pretty good for a green screen, isn't it?
Yeah.
Don't think that it's not.
We're not even in the same location. It's amazing what you can do on Zoom now.
Technology, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Backstreet Boys, what a band. Were you actually genuinely a fan, like, back in the day?
I think Backstreet Boys was the first thing of music that I loved that was mine. Like, the first thing that I loved that wasn't just like what my mum had on or whatever. Like, I wanted to be. First it was New Kids on the Block. That was from my sister. Backstreet Boys was like my thing, you know. Oh no, New Kids on the Block and Boys to Men. Loved Boys to Men, so I've always loved the boy band sound. I just thought, just like a group of dudes with some sensitive voices and a lot of like vocal somersaultry. That was my jam. I loved that.
Somersaultry.
Somersaultry.
I like that.
Yeah.
So, Boys to Men, you just reminded me that there was that guy, like the low bass guy.
Yep.
He was the, oh baby,
Yeah.
when I look into your eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was, I guess that was my jam before I, even had a voice that low. That was how young I was when that song came out.
Yeah.
And then there's a bunch of other boy bands. Let me think. Hang on, it's getting hot.
Well, there was like around that time you had Boyzone, we had Human Nature here in Australia. Oh, there you go.
I found it.
You did find
I was
it.
telling Shaun on the day that, I couldn't find a damn NSYNC shirt and I was going to wear it, but so yes, I'm wearing it now. Did find it.
What a beautiful shirt.
Oh,
Look at that.
this is the guy that, just like Robbie Williams, I guess, from Take That. Him and, so this is Justin Timberlake. Is there any others that,
From NSYNC?
any others like that went on to have big solo careers from their initial boy
Not
band days?
musically. Nick and Aaron Carter went on to have a massive like reality TV career.
Right.
I think Aaron was the younger one, maybe. Anyway, but Nick, he was the only one I think people knew the name of outside of hardcore fans, I would say.
I've just realised Harry Styles. He's one. He's an example
one.
with Robbie
Yes,
Williams
yes.
and
Justin
Justin Timberlake.
Robin Williams, Justin Timberlake. You've got Ronan Keating. He was the standout dude from Boyzone.
So out of all of the old boy bands, do you have a favourite if you had to pick?
Backstreet Boys is pretty special.
Yeah.
I feel like they became the quintessential model of what a boy band is. Like if you say boy band, I reckon Backstreet Boys would be the first name to come up, easily.
I would say for me, it would be a toss-up between the Ghetto Avenue Boys and Finger Bang. That's a South Park reference.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay.
I remember Finger Bang.
Yeah.
Finger bang, bang
Yeah,
you
that was the
into my
kids,
life.
whereas the dad, Randy, was in the Ghetto Avenue Boys.
All right.
And-
Same episode?
Girl, you've got it. What you've got is it. Yeah, that was.
And there was a boy band episode of The Simpsons.
Oh yeah.
Eva Nepniage. Eva Nepniage. Join the Navy.
That's correct. Well, I got to get out of here. I feel like joining the Navy. I don't know.
Yeah.
Eva Netniyash! You gotta love that crazy chorus.
What does it mean?
It doesn't mean anything. It's like Ramalama Ding Dong or Give Peace a Chance.
I think, no, in all seriousness, I was really big into it, and I think I'd left it by the time that Backstreet Boys became a thing, because the earlier one for me was E17.
Oh, yeah. All right. Everything's gonna be all right.
Yeah. Great lyrics in that one. My favourite is "Let the light of love shine through." Actually, if you listen closely, fruit. Yes. Quality.
Yeah.
Absolute quality right there.
Is there a different enunciation for fruit or fruit? Let the light of love shine fruit.
Well, I'm pretty sure they meant through. Because, he was Cockney, wasn't he? In it.
Was he?
So,
Oh, yeah.
like, kinda, maybe. I mean, South London, in it.
Yeah.
You don't pronounce your THs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Nice.
How
You've
did
got acoustic cam right in front of you as well, like, so
this one?
my acoustic
That riff reminds me of Van Halen.
Oh, are you talking about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, every time I hear Backstreet Boys, I think, yeah, Van Halen. Yeah.
When Backstreet Boys were being the thing at the time, for me, I was probably starting to get way more into, your guitar-y stuff. So the song for me, I more connected with the parodies.
Oh, yeah.
So you've got the eBay Weird Al one.
Yeah.
You've got the Which Backstreet Boy is Gay one.
Yeah.
You've also got the start of, this many years later, the start of Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
All right.
Yeah, haven't seen that?
I still haven't. You have
It's
told me about
classic.
that. It is on my to-watch list.
Yeah.
So, do you recognize any of these men?
I was hiding in the bathroom stall, so I didn't see his face, but I heard him. He was singing along to the music at the bar.
Do you remember what he was singing?
I think it was that song, I Want It That Way.
Backstreet Boys, I'm familiar.
But yeah, so for me, Backstreet Boys wasn't on my radar in that way. And so for me, when we were in the room, I felt like, wow, for me as a kid, knowing that years later I'd actually be doing this, the younger me would be scratching my head, but I genuinely enjoyed it because it's such a great song.
Yeah. And every now and then I will drop some Backstreet Boys if I'm in the corner of a bar somewhere, and maybe I haven't had anybody's attention in there for quite some time, and as soon as you play that song, anybody from all walks of life to the toughest of the toughest bloke knows every single word to that song instantly. It's incredible.
Backstreet Boys bringing the world together.
Yeah.
All walks of life.
Mhm.
Yeah. Because I genuinely think that the song is a really well-written song, and I didn't know why until sort of in recent times I was nerding out and I realized that there's some really good, clever arrangement tools. The fact that the last verse is like completely different chords. from the original 2 verses.
Yeah.
So the fact that they're doing that, like
We have
that's
a key change and a different chord arrangement.
that's right. So and then the key change comes in straight afterwards, and
Oh yeah.
Darren sort of helped guide me with the backing vocals. Well, he did for everyone. He sent us all our parts, and the 3 choruses. There's 3 in a row at the end with an extra tag, and so the backing vocals are different from the first time than they are for the last 2 times. So like there's been a lot of thought put into it, and so we had to make sure that we knew our stuff for it.
Oh, Jan, what's your second chord in the bridge after the...
Oh, they're going to
So,
to an E, but I'm actually playing like an A over E.
oh yeah?
Yeah, it's got a 6 in it.
What was that?
It's got a 6 in it, doesn't it?
Yeah. So I'm doing so just play the bridge, 2, 3, 4. Oh, you playing at a arpeggiated, not strumming it?
Oh, no, I'll probably strum. Sorry.
Strum it and I'll play the arpeggiated. 3,
okay.
4, sorry.
It kind of works.
Yeah.
Cool, alright.
And then I switch to that. So the second half I'll play the first half arpeggiated, and the second half I'll just play like a chordal thing. So and you can play arpeggios. I just play like just like counter melody. So
Cool.
that kind of thing against
Nice.
yeah for the second half.
Cool.
Even just as a lead vocal, it was like, because this is a boy band, so there's 5 lead vocalists.
Yeah, that's true.
And sometimes they're all kind of popping off whenever they feel like it in the back end of a Backstreet Boys song. And so it was like, well, which of these lead lines would I like?
Right.
You know, you can almost try and do like all of them. But yeah, that's a bit of Backstreet musical chairs, but musical
Oh, I see what you
musical boys.
Yeah.
When the song stops, you sit on a different boy.
Yeah. He means vocally.
Yeah,
Come on.
of course.
So which way did you end up on the day navigating that?
Darren gets all the fun high bits because there's like a lot of the through lines were kind of like lower, and there's some nice bits that kind of soar over the top. And so I think we did the first couple of takes and I was kind of like hopping between, and then as we were going through it, started realizing that I'm actually
Stay in your lane.
stay in your lane. Yeah, I was stepping on another Backstreet Boys toes, and those shoes were being filled by the big man behind me.
Yeah.
Who is a fantastic boy band vocalist himself. My God.
So then next one, it'll be Darren up the front,
Up the
I guess,
front.
and then you'll
Yeah,
be
yeah.
up the back.
Yep.
Just so that you've had your different shoes to
Yeah.
be able to feel.
Yeah, that's yours. I never want to hear you say. That's mine.
We are here talking about the Backstreet Boys. Now, if we were to start a boy band or a boy duo or whatever, what would we call it? Would it even be worth doing in 2024, 25? I
Well,
think it would always be worth doing, but
we all met in a basement, right? Be something like the Basement Hands comes to mind. Basement Hands,
no, there was that band Basement Jacks.
yeah.
So it could be, I don't know, Basement Sean's or
Basement Sean's, Basement
Basement Hacks.
Basement Hacks. There you go. Perfect.
Perfect. There we go. Actually, if you don't like that name, if you think you can come up with a better one, please let us know in the comments below. So, Shaun, the song that we've done of the Backstreet Boys, for me, it is the one that you should do if you're going to do any particular boy band song. But what other ones are standout classics for you?
Quit Playing Games with My Heart. That's a easily forgotten but fantastic Backstreet Boys
Was
song.
that a single?
Yeah, that would have been a single.
Right.
Quit playing games with my heart.
Oh, yeah.
My heart. As Long As You Love Me. I don't
Of
care
course.
who you are, where you're from, don't care what you did, as long as you love me. Yep,
Yeah.
that's a good one.
Oh, it's so funny. I haven't heard that in decades.
But there it is.
It comes back.
Yeah.
I thought of, when I asked you, I anticipated that you might say, your love is all I have to give.
Yep.
That was a good one.
Yep.
But funnily enough, I asked Siri to play Backstreet Boys on the way to Darren's house on the day, thinking that Siri would just get, I want it that way.
Yeah, of course.
And on comes,
Oh, yeah.
I've been running high.
All right.
Yeah, so good.
That was Backstreet's Back revisited, essentially.
It was, yeah.
Very, very similar. Because Backstreet Back was
It was larger
huge
than
hit.
life.
Larger than life. Yeah.
Oh, so that's
song.
the, yeah, I knew that.
It's you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Larger than life.
Like, that's a good riff. You could like almost
Yeah.
like metal version
But
that.
it is the beginning of down, 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 down,
Down, down, down, down.
Yep.
Yeah, very similar. You're right. Of course, yeah, everybody.
Yeah.
Of course, yes. Oh, so many songs.
Yeah.
It's funny because, like I said, I wouldn't call myself, the hugest Backstreet Boys fan from back in the day, but they're in there.
Yeah.
It tells you
They're
something.
well-written songs. They're easy to recall. They're accessible.
And they're so dreamy.
And they're so dreamy. They are they're really quite dreamy. They are. There's like a couple of members of Backstreet Boys that had like rock hard abs that did the, abs in the rain thing. But then there was like at least one or two that didn't have abs. And so I feel for them as well. And they would have to opt to wear a t-shirt in the rain. That's still I'm in the rain. I'm going to do the rain shot, but I'm keeping a shirt on for this one because I'm not quite packing the same heat as Howie over here. Yeah.
Howie was the one.
Howie was one. I think Howie was he had like the chestnutty red hair maybe.
Well, it's the thing, isn't it, that you've got to have the blonde, you've got to have the brown haired one, you've got to have the tough guy, and then insert other kind of I guess, you've got the Spice Girls.
Mm-hmm.
They sort of did it more like each one was a very loud character in their own way.
Yeah.
And subtly the boy bands were kind of doing it in their way themselves without, having their own, superhero name or
I'd be interested to know how much of that was something that they decided for themselves. I don't know, I guess it would be different in different cases. But yeah. Auditioning for a role in a lot of instances. You're going to be this one, even though you're nothing like that, but that's the one you're going to be.
All right. One, two. Three, four. Yeah. Sorry. One, two. Yeah. Fucking one job.
I'm going to put on my sunglasses now. I've been trying to go, oh no, he started. Alright, so here I go.
I subconsciously knew that, so I wanted to let you.
Alright.
Any other ideas of things?
Just look into the lyrics as well. I really struggled to figure out what is this about, and it kind of sounds a little bit like, and makes a lot of sense to me because I did spend a lot of time ingesting music like this as a young person. And looking back on it, I'm like, this might have had something to do with some of the misconceptions that I had about how to court a woman in my life. Because essentially, I think the message from this song was, look, you might not be into me. There might be things about me that you don't really like. I would much prefer if you kept that to yourself. I kind of know how I would like this all to go. I don't necessarily need your input on that. I want it that way. You know, you might have some different feelings. That's fine. If you could just shelve that, that would be great. This is the story. I'm happy to tell you where you fit into it.
I love that.
Yeah.
Hey, if you're watching this, can you please give Shaun a wonderful thanks in the comment for his participation today, but also for how great he sang the lead on this song. And also, while you're at it, which way would you like it?
Yeah. If you don't want it this way.
What way?
Yeah.
Wonderful. All right. Thanks, mate.
Thanks, buddy.
Woo.
Surely.
I think that's it.